I learned from Royce is that the past, what we think is in the past, isn't necessarily so. And I say that because the burden basket has come back, which means that it's never really died. But with Royce's revival of the craft and the product, what have I learned from him? I've learned that that culture never dies when you have people like Royce.
I guess the impacts he has made with me is that right now in the community there's only 2 girls or women that actually know how to work with the burden basket. And to me that's made a huge impact in my life, because nobody does anything with the burden basket nowadays. And to be able to say, yeah, I work with the burden basket, and being able to share that knowledge with somebody is really something really spectacular, because for me, I'm a huge person on learning your culture, and that's exactly what Royce does. And being able to say, oh, I learned how to do this from Royce, who's maybe pretty much an expert in that, it really makes me feel really good about learning the things that I do and telling people what I do.
I haven't specifically learned any art craft from Royce, but I have been fortunate enough to watch him in action. I see him at all of the events when he's doing arrows or making baskets, and what I love most about watching him is his interaction with the kids. He's able to talk to them and tell them stories about their history, and they have no idea that they're learning just by watching him. And I think that's a unique gift as well. I'm amazed to watch him. Royce has a very unique talent in that no matter who you are, no matter what stage of life you're in or what you're going through, he allows you to feel empowered and important and impactful. And for me, he always reinforces what I'm doing, whether it be furthering my education or the job that I'm doing in the community. He always makes me feel like I'm making a difference. And for me, that's really important to feel that on a daily basis, especially from someone of his stature, and because he's my elder.
One of the things that I constantly try to do is learn about the culture, of the tribe. And in those efforts, Royce has been a tremendous resource to me, just to ask questions and learn about those teachings. And I'm very appreciative of that.
I think Royce has made a pretty big impact. He's pretty well known within the community already from his work as being a firefighter previously, but I think he has made an impact. A lot of people now, oh, hey, there's Royce, there's the one who works with the burning basket. Oh, there's Royce, he does all these different crafts. He has the bows and arrows. Like, he remembers things like that. People remember you by little things like that. And I think he's really going out there and putting Salt River's name out there, and getting them to understand that, yeah, we're a tribe out here in Arizona, but we're not like many other tribes.
Several years ago, I asked Royce to speak at the Talking Stick Resort 1-year anniversary celebration. We had several hundred people in attendance, and the room was full of, chatter and excitement. And Royce stood up and talked to us for 45 minutes about the talking stick, or the calendar stick, and some of the stories behind it. And in the moment that he started talking, the entire room fell silent. And it remained as such the entire time that he spoke. And it was an amazing experience to be a part of, to witness, and I'm glad that I was able to be there.
My favorite memory of Royce is actually growing up with him. We used to, we had summer program. We were both all in the summer program as teenagers. And I think I like best about thinking about Royce on field trips that we used to make to the river. We used to go clean the river and go swim at the river. And I think just being part of our group, all of us together, is really a favorite thing about Royce. He's just a regular guy. He's a very nice guy.
I think Royce is a historical gem. He holds our calendar stick, or our talking stick, and he has so many stories because of his craft. And he has all of that information, in his mind. And anytime that you sit with him and spend any time with him, you're going to learn something. I love having visits from Royce because I know I'm actually going to walk away with new knowledge, whether it be about my own personal life, about his childhood, or about our community. I'm always going to learn something from Royce, whether I'm spending 2 minutes with him or 2 hours.
I guess for me, I would just want to express my appreciation to Royce, just because Royce does a lot, especially for me. Before I had run for Miss Salt River, I had met with him, and being able to speak with him about a lot of different things, it reminded me exactly why I was running, or why I'm out there in the community, why I learn about my culture. And Royce may not know that, but he makes a huge impact on people's lives. And being able to be recognized by people who are within the culture that understand it and who've done it a vast majority of their life, to someone who doesn't know very much about the culture and who wants to learn, somebody extending their hand and saying, hey, would you like to learn about this, and continuing to teach them no matter what, even if we're wrong or not, really makes me feel really good. And it makes me feel like I'm important into the community, that everybody may not know me, or a lot of things may not be recognized, but somebody cares enough to extend their hand and say, hey, would you like to learn this?
I think leadership needs to understand, and I do, that it's people in the community like Royce that keep things going. And it's not necessarily the role of government to actually make the things happen that are happening, like the revival of the burden basket, the kiaha, or pottery making. Those are not necessarily things that we have to do, but those are things that strengthen us and keep us alive and keep our identity strong as Aw-Thum people and Pipash people. I've learned that from Royce.
I really do think Royce deserves this award because of all the hard work that he's done just for this. The things he does with the burden baskets and other things, not just with that. But he goes above and beyond, and he doesn't rely solely on his community. He has that support there, but he relies on the strength within himself to go out there and to show people what's going on within our community. And not just to Indigenous people, but people who may not understand anything that goes on within the tribe. So he goes out there and shares a little bit piece of us with them. And I do think because of the work that he does and where he travels, it's not just here locally, but he'll go to New Mexico or wherever else he's called upon to teach people the things that he learns.
Royce, you and I have only gotten to know each other in a very short period of time. But in that time frame, it's become very evident to me how much you wish to share the teachings and traditions of your culture. This is a very prestigious award for you to be recognized for, and I wish to just take this opportunity to congratulate you and your family on this very special night.
I think Royce could not be a better recipient for such an award. He's made a fantastic impact on my life, the lives of several of our community members, and all I can say is congratulations, and couldn't be happier for you.